Welcome back to another episode of No It's Nonsense. Today's date is June 2021. Approximately 4 p.m. we're recording this. I just got a 10-hour...
I was
I
waiting for that.
I looked and I couldn't see what day it was. So I'm like, June, like mental stutter, 1621, and then 10-hour shift. I slurred it together. It
Please
wasn't
keep
really...
this at the beginning this time, though.
Yeah, but I wasn't really
As
nervous,
a blooper.
so sure, we'll leave in the beginning. I wasn't nervous. That wasn't like the Maddie. That was nervous. I'm just tired from 10 hours.
Are
I cannot English. Also, I did not
you
drink
ready
enough
to
water.
botch it up again?
I will try again. All right. Welcome back to another episode of No One's Nonsense. Today, guest star Trinity Schlorf. Today's date is June 2021. For those who asked, another senior second video. Trinity, please tell us about yourself.
I'm Trinity. I've known Noah from robotics. I'm the mechanical captain of a robotics team. I am also involved in anything and everything you could imagine, from sports to drama club to yearbook committee to forensics to FFA, quite literally everything. And I love cats.
Okay then. That's a lot to hear about for today's episode. But before we get too into it, I'm wearing some burger and French fry socks I got from my friend Veronica. What socks are you wearing today?
I am wearing popcorn socks.
Those are some nice socks. Actually,
Thank you.
they remind me of my Pizza Planet socks with that red and white style. That's a very respectable sock you are wearing.
Oh yeah. Put them on just for this episode.
Oh, thank you. By the way, not to be weird, I'm going to have you send a picture of that to me of your socks because the bottom display I'm going to put like them in there, so it's not just white text.
Oh, okay.
So if you could, not to be weird. Also, if we get 100 views, I'll get my fans only is when I turn 18. We can do some sock pictures.
My fans only? Do you
for
mean
my socks? Well, you know what I mean.
You mean an OnlyFans?
Yeah, sorry.
My fans only.
It's a long day. I worked 10 hours in a factory doing crane shoots. But you know what I mean. Yeah, that's when I turned 18,
I worked
though.
7 hours and then had to communicate with somebody about classes in my future. So I feel your pain.
Yeah, I feel like that's rookie hours. But anyway, the first thing I'd like to discuss, because cross country, I mean, we were both in that. So if you want to tell us your aspect.
I don't know. I just love cross country. At our school, it's less about running and it's more about the family complex. Our coach is kind of like the fatherly figure of the team that just kind of like keeps the peace amongst us all. And we have like pasta parties every week right before a meet, and it's great for carbo loading, but less so for carbo loading than it is just to gossip and talk with our friends. Do you guys do any of that at Valders?
We did, but because of COVID, we didn't do it this year, which I'm depressed because that was like one of the things I really wanted to do. But now that COVID is essentially over, in my opinion, it's looking like we'll have that up again, which would be great. And then this would be my second year cross, so hopefully it's a good one, pretty excited.
You want me to cheer you on?
I would like, actually, if you could bring Dad too to visit, that'd be kind of nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that.
That'd be fun. But anything else? Do you have any like cross country stories you'd like to share?
I mean, anytime it rained, our creek always got really muddy. I think if you're in cross country and you were at Reedsville last year, you would know that it got swamped. Quite literally, our course got ruined and was 2 feet underwater. So what we do is we have these not mud fights, but we get together and we just like play with the mud, and it's fun. We our coach makes us take off our shoes, and we just love having fun in the mud and in the rain. It's awesome.
That is a nice story to have. For my year it's different because I'm also a new guy, so I don't really know all the social. We have a couple of good things. I don't know if we have to that extent of getting down and dirty, but that sounds like a fun time. I enjoyed cross. I'm sure you did too. You were in varsity, correct?
Every year, yep.
Wow. And how long have you done cross then?
Since I was in 6th grade.
Holy crap, 6 years. That is a long time.
7 years.
7. Sure, if you want to look at it like that way, yeah, it's fine. Well, that's cool. That's cool. If we not to talk about me, but if we like have 10 runners, um, kick it off the team, two of them join football, I could run varsity at 22 minutes or an alternate.
Do you want to hear what my varsity time was?
Yes, I'd love to hear that.
21 minutes.
Also, for my first year, though, I mean,
yeah, I'll give you a high five for that.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I've been running since 6. I've been running junior year. I mean, so I'll take that. I'll take that. But I guess on to it now. We got to work on transition game, as you'd call it. But
Oh, yeah.
robotics, there's a lot that could be said there. We could
Oh,
spend hours. There's a lot of things we should not discuss, but there's some
That's
things we can discuss.
Yeah. So what would you like to discuss, Noah?
I mean, I really don't feel like talking about like what robotics is, because I have my own video with Arrow Kachow playing and all the other people.
Aeroplane Gachow.
No, I think Arrow Kachow playing is better though. AGP, but it is technically Arrow playing Kachow, but
Aeroplane Gachow. That's his actual name for any of you guys wondering.
yeah, this is actually true. But I mean, start where you want, I guess. Tell us something.
Well, let's start with Aeroplane Gachow. If he was born a female, his name would have been Helicopter Gachow. I'm not kidding about that one either. That's actually true, unfortunately.
Ouch. Ouch.
I don't know. At robotics, we've shrunk a lot over the years, which is kind of unfortunate because it's a pretty great program. There's something for everybody. Like we have the business aspect where there's multiple portions, like you could be in media or you could be presenting like you do in forensics, or you could be in the mechanical aspect, which is where you build, which is what I do. And then you could be in CAD, which is what Noah does, quite obviously, him behind his computer skills. And then we have electrical, which quite literally does electrical things. And then there's even something for the more competitive people who like to actually be involved in the competition itself. You can drive the robot, and it doesn't seem like it would be that big of a deal, but it can get very intense. I don't know. Are there any fun stories you have, Noah?
I mean, you totally just skipped programming, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Aiden. Yeah, there's programming too. They obviously program.
Yeah, ouch. He doesn't watch my videos, so we can talk about him all we want. Same with the other Aiden Gaden. There's a third one I always mix up.
Mechanical.
I know, but he doesn't watch my videos either, so it's fine. They're on the robotics team, by the way, for those unaware. But maybe if I bully them, they'll start watching my videos. But I mean, I remember robotics. I mean, you were in FLL, so Lego League, right?
I mentored FLL, and I was there as a junior mentor. So technically yes, technically no.
Okay. Well, I remember I joined FL like that'd have been sixth grade. That was a long time ago, and you've been on the team also like forever, like with robotics mentoring, right? Because you joined. Were you in FTC at all? Now I think about this.
This year was my first year in FTC.
Oh, we don't discuss that.
For any of you guys who are wondering what this whole like PTSD moment is, we built our robot in 2 days. It was a very bad decision. Yeah. But I did mentor FLL since I was in 7th grade, since I couldn't actually be a part of the team.
That's good, but I mean, those unaware, FL is like Lego League. If you ever been to robotics or see like at a school assembly or some jazz like that, Lego League's like your first. Well, okay, there's junior Lego League, but I was not in that, but I was in FL Lego League. You know what I mean? That was cool. And then you see FTC. FTC is this is pretty open. I feel like I can say this. FTC first technical challenge is my least favorite because it's like the middle transition period from like middle school to high school. It's like so in that junior high era, and technically it can be an FTC all the way up to 12th grade as well. So the reason I have that is for teams that want to still do it or can't afford it because of fees and stuff like that and whatnot. But FTC, I remember I did 2 years of that. That was not. It was just awkward, I guess, from one to the other. Maybe that's just me and our team just didn't mesh. Whereas our Droid Rage, our high school team, we definitely have some character there. And I mean, we've gone some places, we've done some things, but FTC, I don't want to talk about that today. I'm gonna stop. But FRC, oh my gosh, I was gonna say regional. First robotics competition. That is a good one. High school, like if you see like the 4 foot tall robots and all that jazz. If you ever go to like the Lakeshore Technical College, someday we'll have them out there in the basement on well, not display, but actually competing. That's how we kind of raise awareness. Like one of them, like if you ever see it, we're at the event that happens in August. I can't blank. The not parade, the fair. Thank you. I'm like I cannot
But we
English
are in
it.
parades too.
Yeah, we're in parades, but you'll see us. But like if you ever see the robot, it's just kind of cool when you're a little lad like Noah and you just see a robot that's like 3 times your height, and that still happens to this day.
You're still not a little lad? I thought you were.
Ooh.
You are kind of short. Sorry,
I'm like 5'8" if you round up half an inch at this moment, but I'll take that. I don't know. That was kind of a rant, but if anything you want to share about robotics, I guess.
Well, our team made it to the Worlds that isn't taking place this year, unfortunately. We won the Chairman's Award, which is the most prestigious award you can win, and it's for the amount of outreach you do in a community, and it's like fundraising and spreading awareness about our program. Yeah.
I think there's one story you should tell about robotics, though.
Which story?
I was hoping you'd think of one, so I wouldn't have to name one.
Oh.
I mean, anything basically that either happened in a hotel or...
Well, let's talk about the hot tub cult.
The hot tub cult?
Were you at Duluth last year when there was the hot tub cult?
I remember the sauna cult. That was a long time ago.
That was 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Are you sure? I feel like I would have been... I guess I would have... Yeah,
Because I couldn't be in that pool area because the chlorine was just too thick and you could not breathe. We also did a 4-person like shoulder on top of shoulder. Do you remember that, Noah?
I remember that. We call it the super mega awesomely tall chicken. Yes, that was a vibe.
Yes. Noah was the top one.
In that freshman year, I think I broke 100 pounds. So I was probably like maybe 110 or 105. And I was probably like 5'3" at that time too. So I was like a really small boy. Okay, maybe I was a little taller, but I don't think so. Let's just be honest. But that was cool.
It went Noah, Faith, me, and then Dylan.
Oh, Dylan, what a man. He actually works with me. I don't know if you knew that.
He does? I thought he worked at Aaron's.
No, he works at WST Fab with me. He's been there 2 months now. It's been a while, yeah.
Probably something like that.
Yeah, no, he works with me. I see him all the time. We never mention robotics or anything, but we talk time to time. Probably the best. I remember one day I came into work. I saw for those that don't know, our 10-year anniversary was a year ago, 2 years ago. And we had this special merch, and I saw like gold lettering on a gray sweatshirt when I was walking into work at like 4:50, and I like looked again, and it was just it was one of the like robotics shirts. And I look up and I see Dylan there. I'm like, oh, I guess he works here now. I know he's a good lad. I thought that was kind of funny. That's okay. Like the moral of that story: you be nice to everyone because they will come back and find you. Like it's a small world. So if you're,
especially little Noahs in the world that can easily be abducted.
Yes, easily abducted. But that's enough about robotics crap that we didn't get into detail. We'll make a episode one day. But you want to talk about Reedsville because you're kind of foreign to us Valders folk.
Yeah, I'm not from Valders. I am from Reedsville High School, also known as Hickville, for very obvious reasons. And some of those reasons are that pretty much 50% of the guys at our school have mullets. So gross. Literally everybody wears hats. Yeah, we get yelled at for it all the time. The entire school is pretty much in FFA for a variety of things. And I guarantee you everybody has at least worked on a farm there, if not lived on a farm.
I mean, I guess maybe Valdez doesn't own the title for most take-field town. I mean, our grade has a lot of mullets, but it's not 50%. We have a hat issue, but that's only with like 5 kids. So maybe we don't earn the title Hickville, USA. Maybe it's Reedsville over yonder, over the border, you know. But yeah, I know your school's weird because you have a block scheduling, right? And I'm used to the 8 hours. So if you want to discuss that for those unaware.
We have a variation of the block period. So we have the 3 main blocks, and then we have 2 skinny blocks, which are kind of what one of your 8-hour classes is. So within the 3 main blocks, you have an hour and 20-minute classes. It is exhausting. You sit and learn for an hour and 20 minutes. And then the last 2 classes, you have 45-minute classes. And yeah, you sit in those 45-minute classes and learn. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So that's 5 classes a day then, correct?
Yes.
If I can, okay. I don't know.
Yep.
I like my 8. I like my 45s, but that's me. Well, that's kind of neat. I don't know. Maybe that just fascinates me, and I'm like the only one that doesn't understand this concept. But that's okay. That's okay. But I mean, what? But I know you mentioned like drama lit, and I know you kind of in choir and band and all that, like you mentioned from prior discussions. But is there anything you like to like? Any memories? Any like story time things you like to share from literally any school event, I guess, or anything like that? You know.
I mean, there's teachers falling off of stages at drama. That was interesting. There's always near the end of the year we have to guess what our summer musical is going to be, and our teacher is very secretive about it, not letting us know what it is, but only hinting at it just ever so often. I mean, we've had the forensics competitions where you see quite literally hundreds of people performing on the sides of gyms or cafeteria areas, and it's always interesting to see those people. There's yearbook, which for some reason we always love to try and scramble and get done in the last month of school. Never before that. And then there's FFA. We always work on the farms. We clean up other people's farms. We teach kids about farms. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well,
I don't really have any funny stories, unfortunately. I probably could think of some if you gave me time, but I didn't think prior to this, so I'm sorry about that.
for those unaware, you can't see me shaking my head in disappointment, but I am.
What? Why are you so disappointed in me, Noah?
Okay, every time I bring a guest on, I tell them like write some stuff in if you want. Otherwise, I'll make some stuff up. And they got a good banger story, you know. Like Maddie had her like last episode. She had her coach flailing her arms, and they're dying, like pissing of laughter. And like you can't provide a story like that. Honestly, besides me like not doing the date and being able to read, you're laying the team down. I never like diss my guest stars, but you're kind of lacking in this department, to be honest here.
I'm sorry. I told you I'm a busy person. This is quite literally the only day of the week that I had any free time.
Yeah, you and me both, pal. But I guess we could talk about your college and all of your hopes and dreams and Platteville and whatnot.
I guess, if you really want me to.
I suppose. It's only fair.
Well, I am planning to go to UW-Platteville for mechanical engineering with an emphasis in biomedical engineering or automation engineering, in which I would make robotic prosthetics for people. My alternative would be to go into automotive, engineering, where I would build cars. Yeah, I will be attending UW Platteville this fall.
Wow, that really paints a picture for the viewers at home, but for the idiots like me, that's the host here. Can you explain briefly what biomedical engineering or automotive would like entail? Like maybe like how long you're going to school, something that's just not words in a sentence. Maybe paint me a picture like a Picasso or something.
So biomedical engineering incorporates the human body and the limitations of the anatomy, the human anatomy and physiology. And basically, I'm going to be going into mechanical engineering. So to tie in with the anatomy portion, I would be making prosthetics for people who have for amputees. And I would be creating new ways for those prosthetics to move in a robotic manner so that they're not just the typical stationary prosthetics that you see. This would also include some automation things, which is robots, if you don't know what automation is. So yeah, pretty much what I do at robotics, just with a fun twist to help people. For automotive engineering, that is building cars and working on new ways to create more efficient and eco-friendly cars. It would also be part of the design process, although that would be more so the designer's perspective, not necessarily the engineers.
Sorry, I had a cough there. That's all cool and dandy. Now that you mentioned this, I actually remember something you can relate to. Do you remember the what was the chicken's name? I don't remember who it was. Remember we 3D printed a leg for it? You remember this at all? You know what I'm talking? This would have been your freshman or sophomore year. This was a while ago. I'm pretty sure Dad was on the team at this time.
Did you say the chicken's leg?
Yeah. Remember, there's a one-legged chicken.
Wasn't the name of it like Henrietta or something like that?
It was something like that. Yeah, you know what I'm talking though?
I don't know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh, there's the zip tie and the Dremel story too.
Oh.
For those of you who don't know, so we were in the robotics room one day, and one of the Roncalli boys, we have 4 Roncalli boys, and they're like so tightly knit. One of the Roncalli boys put a zip tie in a Dremel and decided it would be a great idea to turn it all the way up and put gashes in Valder's ceilings, and then proceed to do it multiple more times. I think
Billy
did it. I'm pretty sure
Stevie
did it. There were quite a few people that did it. Fun times.
Oh, the zip tie and the Dremel story. That never gets old. But we actually matured since then. Some of us have, at least anyway. I feel old now. Going to bed at like 8, preferably 10 when it's like, oh, no one doesn't need sleep, you know. But we definitely aged out. But there's a lot of good robotics stories. Like not going back to that, but like there's a lot of good ones. We had some good laughs over the year. Some hotel stories. I mean, there's a lot of good vibes. And I would recommend robotics to anyone, any age. It is a good time. And like, I gained a couple of friends out of this. I mean, I talked to you now anyway. I would have never talked to Trinity beforehand. A couple other people I still talk to.
Or am I just trying to persuade you to think that you're actually liked in this world?
I'm gonna say you're my friend because the other alternative kind of hurts my feelings, and I don't want to go cry after this episode. I'm just gonna smile and nod, you know.
Or am I actually your friend, or am I your mother?
You can be my mother. I mean, that's a gray area at times. I mean, for those unaware, it's kind of an inside joke that our family's team is basically all related. I mean, you're more the expert. I don't remember how it happened. One day, your boyfriend Adam, for those unaware, he was my dad. I don't remember how, if it was from soccer, robotics, or something.
Soccer.
I thought it was from soccer. So he's my dad in soccer. I have like 10 dads anyway. So this is my soccer dad. And then they started dating, and I don't remember if it was out of blue or something. I just remember I remember this. I was like, wait, if that's a thing, does that mean she's my mom then? And then after that, since then, it's just been mom. And then it's like, son, what is the line?
Son, I'm so disappointed in you. You're such a disappointment.
I hear that at least once a week. Actually, it's definitely toned down in recent months, but I remember.
That's because you're never there.
Don't tell them I don't actively participate in our cult. You're gonna make them think I don't do stuff for the team, which is kind of true at times, but I do stuff occasionally. Don't make me look bad on my own show.
So, Noah, can you show us what your mug says?
Oh, thank you for asking. I was hoping you would. It's my Bob Ross mug. I'm not using my Farm and Fleet today, but if you look on the back side, it says I can't read upside down, actually. What does it say? Oh, host of television's #1 show or whatever. Let's see that again. It's a pretty good mug. I did definitely buy this mug for myself, not gonna lie. But it's a good mug. Would recommend. Minus the small chip on the bottom on this side. You can't see it, but I'm still depressed about that.
So, Noah, I have a question for you, and feel free to think about this. How many Bob Ross items do you have?
Can I name them, or do you just want a number? Because I can name them. But
Feel free.
Okay, so if we start off with the mug I just said, so that's uno. I got Bob Ross socks. I have 2 or 3 pairs of Bob Ross underwear. So I think it's 3. I think it's 3. So I have 5 items right now, folks. I have a Bob Ross. Okay, I have many Bob Ross shirts. I have uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Okay, so we're at 9 items. So I have 4 Bob Ross shirts. My Bob Ross belt, which is 10. My Bob Ross bracelet, which is 11. Then I have then I got, some of these things were given by me, not all of them, but most of my but like 2 bobbleheads I got from someone. Coincidentally, 2 different people are like about the same time, which is kind of funny. So that's 13 items right there. Am I missing anything? Oh, and then also 14. I have my Bob Ross calendar from Mrs. Stank. Thank you, Miss Stank. Love that.
Deck of cards as well.
Oh, actually, there's one more thing. I have my Bob Ross medal I got when I ran that 5K virtually. So, okay, I think that's 15 Bob Ross items total. At this point, I can think of.
Give or take 1 or 2 3 things I've forgotten.
Yeah. So, Noah, would you like to tell everyone if you're a happy little accident or not?
I definitely was an accident. For those that don't know my family life, my mom had me about 18, 19, so I was definitely an accident. Also, I did confirm this, but also I think my sister was an accident, but the other 2 were planned. But my sister never got a DNA test, so she might be adopted for all I know. She may not be related to us. She never got a DNA test.
I've never gotten a DNA test, but yet I still know that I'm related to Mark and Willow.
Oh, so, what fun. What joys.
Hmm.
I've never spoken to them like more than 2 words, but that's okay.
Were you on the team when Mark was on the team?
No, I don't remember him at all.
It was my freshman year.
I would have been 8th grade then.
But weren't you on the team as like a special person?
Kind of. I was there, here and there. We had to get our stuff together 8th grade year, though.
Okay.
It was great. Joseph was definitely more involved and is definitely more involved. But I have so much crap going on. No excuses, but yeah. Let's shift gears here from this out smoking pot with Bob Ross, painting vibes, we are out there in the clouds. And you want to talk about youth apprenticeship? Because that's something we both actually did this year. Well, not together, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, we both did it as part of the youth apprenticeship program. So I work at Parker Hannafin in the automation engineering department. I used to work there as a youth apprentice, as Noah works as a youth apprentice, but they decided to take me on as an intern and allow me to return whenever I want to. So with my internship, it's kind of unique because I get to pick my hours and it's not like a typical engineering role. I work in the automation department, so I work making robotic units and programming and doing all the electrical and mechanical and pretty much every subgroup that there is in robotics. So Noah, where do you work?
I have this so rehearsed that if someone says work, Noah, where? I work at WST Fab, right on Iron Rockwood. Take the roundabout from 10 East, 7 miles from Trivers, right across the fire station. That's where I work.
Would you like me to give you directions too?
No, I don't need directions. Just that's just part of it. I like our Rockwood right across fire. I don't know the alliteration there. I think that's nice. I'm an alliteration man, and as everyone kind of knows, I guess. But no, I guess a little bit about that. I remember that I started July 13th. Came in 7. No clue what was gonna go down. I never worked in a factory style or machining center or anything besides your fast food or bowling alley or some other sketchy things over the years. I go there. Actually, I don't know if you knew this, but there's another guy that started with me. He was one of the big wigs. Like, I don't know if it was the CEO son or president, but it was somewhere up there higher. Yeah, he had quit after first break, and we never saw him again. So I'm a trooper, guys. Team player though, but yeah. But a little bit about youth apprenticeship I wanted to touch on because I didn't mention it in previous videos when I was on True. That youth apprenticeship, you do take some LTC classes, so it does justify when you skip school. Because for me, I worked 5 to 9, and then I showed up for school for 10:22, and I showed up. That would have been 4th hour, so I had like five classes. Let's do mental math, guys. Go to Valor's, strong suit, right? But yeah, so and it's you're paid to work, you're paid to go to LTC, and if you don't show up to a class the first month or two, the youth apprenticeship coordinator will definitely yell at you. I know from experience, both semesters. But the first semester was not my fault because I didn't have any contact information. But the second one, definitely shame on me. But so show up to your classes, work hard. I mean, it's a good program. I've learned a lot. You make good money for what I make. Really good money for what I do. But we're waiting for the raise in a month, so let's hope.
I got a raise when I graduated.
Yeah, that's like most of them. Like all the other guys, because you do your apprenticeship for a year or two, and then most commonly you do an adult apprenticeship, which can be from like 3 to 4 years, depending on what you're going. And then they get raises then, but hopefully I get one because I think I am the first person or the second that's ever done it junior year. So I've been here a year in July, so I'm hoping that I get that raise or ask for one and it's granted. But as you were saying, sorry, I kind of interrupted there.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You pretty much said like what you do, or like what you have done. So I've worked on making a sprue picker robotic unit. So it pretty much moves parts that need to get crimped and assembled across the line. I have worked on big trans fluid units, which what was the laugh about, Noah?
I'm pretty sure that's what Abby did for that. Unless because I remember she was like, "Oh, these hydraulic lines, gosh darn it." Unless that's not what that is. I just remember that Abby. To briefly, she was one of the robotics kids that when I was freshman, I believe it was her last year, or she was. I knew Abby.
She was the senior when I was in 8th grade, so
Okay.
She would not have been in.
Okay. Anyway, she was mentoring then, and I liked Abby. I still like Abby actually. Not that she's like gone or anything, but Abby's nice. She taught me how to crimp wires. That's the only thing I ever learned from electrical, and probably the only thing I'll need from them. She was really nice. I saw her on WTC one day. I don't remember why I was there. It was a school field trip, and she was talking to me about what she was doing and whatnot. That was just a really cool experience. But yeah, go Abby, everyone. That's why I smiled. That's why.
Okay. You're not gonna finish up your hydraulic line thing?
I don't remember. I just remember there's like a bunch of hydraulic line. I don't know. I hope that's what you're talking anyway.
That's not what I was talking about, but you know what? So I've worked on trans fluid units with people from Parker Hannafin all the way in Germany. I have worked on we call the machine 833. It's a dual crimp head set, and it basically crimps the parts together, where I have programmed, done mechanical, catted, all the fun stuff. We have to move that unit soon because it's almost done. Yeah.
So I was gonna look up what it is, but I looked up trans fluid unit, and oh boy, I don't want to get started into what I just like looked up. So we're just gonna totally scratch that. But so do you when you talk about like that machine doodad, or like do you all do that in house, like, and then like you finish it, send it away, or do you like part it out? You know what I mean?
Well, we use these machines to make the parts that we then ship out, if that's what you're referring
Okay.
to. Yep. For anybody who doesn't know, Parker Hannafin does a variety of things, but our specific division is called the Hose and Connection Division. So what we make like the metal connectors that are on the ends of hoses, except these hoses are like what go on any sort of airplane or helicopter, or they're used for hydraulic units. We also have another factory or facility is a better word to say, in Manitowoc, that is over by Menards, that makes the hoses themselves. We only make the metal fixings for them.
So we do have CNC machines and all that jazz. And I actually never knew what you did. You never really expanded. Just in general, off the show. So now I learned something today, guys. But I don't know. Is there anything else you want to mention? Talk about, bully me, cry, anything like that, I guess. I mean, I guess you kind of touched the senior stuff I wanted to, so I'm a happy camper.
Well, I was thinking this the entire time. Did you actually comb your hair today?
I mean, so I got off of work at 3 after a 10-hour shift. I quickly showered, and I'm like, it's 3:58, so I just went zoop with the comb. And then my computer was having an aneurysm 5 minutes prior, so I'm like, let's hammer through. And then here we are. I do normally comb my hair before the show, and in general, I'm trying to look more attractive in these trying times. Also, you didn't see me, but I had my a wannabe pedo stash. Like, it was growing. It's blonde. For those unaware of my facial hair, it was like, instead of 5 hairs, so we were up to like 200. It's like you can actually count the lines this time. There's something. I shaved yesterday. Not that you needed to know that was kind of personal, but like my facial hairs, I feel like I don't know. I've probably never seen this video, but those Valor's people in 4th grade, I remember we were watching, I believe it was the Jewish or the Amish. It was some religious group like that. It was some video we watched in history class, and like it was something about them coming like into America, and like I think it was the 1920s, and they're like, and the lady was like, "Why such nude face?" And the guy was like, "In America, we got to go with the style of our times." I don't know. I just remember that clip. Unrelated, but so when I did that, I was just thinking that if I find the clip, I will put it in if I can find it. But this is like, I was in like what, 4th grade, so this is 10 years ago at this. Wait, yeah, 10 years ago, a long time ago, 8 years ago. Mental math is not my strong suit today, folks. But yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it again. Noah, you are such a disappointment.
I can live with that sentiment. But I think with that, I will say goodbye. Take care. Tell Adam I says hi. I mean, I don't really know anyone else in your family, but tell them I says hi as well, just to be friendly lad over here. But with that, goodbye. Where's the freaking off button?